These are the franchise players, the cornerstones of a rebuild, and the guys who make finishing a season at the bottom of the league seem like a good idea. That's why we're breaking down the greatest first overall draft picks today on the lineup. Welcome to the lineup, the game show. We're fighting this aloud, but it is considered assault. I'm your host, Adam Reed. Let's see what guests we've got lined up. Welcome to the show, Steve Traynor. You were a broadcaster who once made it to Final Jeopardy.
That's right.
Did you get the question right or wrong?
I got it wrong.
Wrong? You know what? I'm going to give you a chance of redemption, Steve Traynor. I'm going to ask you that same question, and it was in the category of founding fathers. He published under the pseudonyms Publius, Camillus, and Pacificus.
Who is Alexander Hamilton, Adam?
Yes! You got it right. How good does that feel?
Sweet redemption. Thank you very
Off
much.
your shoulder?
Oh, yeah, man.
Nice.
Feel good.
You're paired up with Larry Day. You're a seasoned actor who was in Argentina and sworn by some fans. What's going on with that?
Yeah, well, the fans weren't there to see me. They were there to see Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
But we flew to Argentina with Walter Salas shooting the movie on the road, and then we had to fly another 1,250 kilometers. Got to the hotel. Everything was great the first day, but by the next morning, actually, about 1,200 fans had driven from Argentina. From Buenos Aires to Angostura and surrounded the hotel, so she couldn't leave for the rest of the time.
Don't
she
lie.
was there.
How good did that little short fame feel like? I mean, it's incredible, right? I knew it. Said that. You're paired off against Team Red, Will Archambault. You are a sports broadcaster and former NCAA basketball player. Congratulations on everything. You also do some just for laugh gags from time to time. I've always wanted to know, is there ever a moment where these guys just bolt? They just take off because of the gag, or?
Yeah, you know what? Every time you see it on TV or in the airplanes, you'd love to see the bloopers. But there's some of them that do not sign the release forms. And you can't put them on TV. And it did so happen that one time it was me and another big guy, really scared the guy, really made him completely bolt off the set.
You're a little bit, you're
and I could hear it in
guy.
my earpiece. Get the guy, we gotta sign him. Never saw him again.
Nice.
Awkward moment.
Nice. You're paired up with Derek Allen. You work at WatchMojo. You've been there since day one. And you, sir, are the most decorated fantasy athlete that WatchMojo has ever seen. What's your secret, Derek Allen?
Essentially have a bunch of coworkers who don't know much about sports.
Nice. You just threw your coworkers under the bus like that?
I'm going to have a lot of apologizing to do.
Welcome to the lineup, teams. Over the next 3 periods, our teams are going to engage in a battle of knowledge and strategy on their way to creating a list of the top 10 greatest first overall draft picks. The hockey pros at WatchMojo have selected 20 players who they feel are most likely to make this list. Gentlemen, this is your draft pool. Every one of these players was the first overall pick in their respective NHL draft classes. You won't find Wayne Gretzky, of course, because he started his career in the WHA. Just for fun, we've hit in a couple of names. Those are wild cards. You could pick those at any time. We've also selected a player who we feel is most likely to be at the top of the list, and that is our MVP, Mario Lemieux. He's off the table for now. Quick question for you, Larry. The glory of the first round and being drafted high up, or do you just sort of want to sneak under the radar and not make too much noise when you're being drafted?
If you're an actor, you want to be seen, so I'd say, right up there, get the glory right away.
It's all about the attention, Larry Day. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I got to go with that too. You got to be high up there. There's a reason they're hyped. They're hyped because they've got talent. They're the guy. They're the man.
You played at a relatively high level basketball. Do you agree with that? In the sense that it's high to go high. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on you, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. You work your butt off for years just to become the best player, whether it's in basketball or hockey or whatever. If you're drafted number 1, all the hard work you've accomplished in the past is the reason why you got drafted number 1. Then after, you got to work to become the best over time.
Derek?
I'm going to be the only one who disagrees. I like no expectations and impress everybody, surprise everybody. If you have those high expectations and you aren't able to hit them, you'll always be considered a failure no matter what career you have.
Yeah, but you got that $1 million signing bonus.
That's true. That would be nice.
I want you guys to surprise me. You guys have seen the draft pool. Let's start drafting. In the entry draft, each team will have a chance to pick some players to get them started. We'll go back and forth playground style until both teams have their first 3 players. You guys won the spelling bee backstage. You get your first pick. What's going on? Who is it?
I guess we got to go with...
Got to go with Sidney Crosby.
Yep.
Sidney Crosby, selected by Pittsburgh in 2005 after the Penguins won the Sidney Crosby sweepstakes. Remember that? Following the lockout season, he is a 2-time Cup winner, 2-time Hart Trophy winner, Conn Smythe winner, and has played in all of his seasons in all-star games. Excellent pick. Your counter pick, Team Red.
Well, we thought these guys were going to take Gilbert Perreault or one of the older guys. We were going to take Crosby. But we're going to have to go with Denis Potvin.
Okay, going old school.
Yeah, going old school.
All right.
Can't believe
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
guys made that pick. Really?
Wow. Wait until you hear his career records.
Oh,
his
no,
cups.
I know who he
Okay,
is.
okay.
I'm surprised you guys know who he is. That's
So talk to us
floors
about
me.
Denny, but let's go.
4 cups.
4 cups. One of the best defensemen ever.
Yeah.
Actually, the all-time leader in goals as a defenseman. So that's pretty impressive right there.
Team Blue, how are you guys going to counter that?
Well, we can't pick Bobby Orr, so that would be my answer to one of the best defensemen ever. Bobby Orr,
Yep.
is better than him. But
What's your pick?
Let's see.
you know what? I think we got to go with the guy. They're gonna freak out a little bit, but back and forth. Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid.
Wow, early.
Selected by Edmonton in 2015, reached the 100-point milestone after just 92 games among active players. Only Ovechkin, Crosby, and Malkin did it faster. He became the youngest captain in NHL history when the Oilers gave him the C in 2016. All right, that was a bold pick. Team Red, your counter pick.
That was a bold pick.
That was pretty
also
bold.
another pick.
They're trying to find the fountain of youth over
I know,
there.
right there. So we're going to have to go still old school?
Old school, yeah.
Let's go with Gilbert Perreault.
Gilbert Perreault.
Wow.
How did that happen? You guys going old school, you guys going new school? I love
We're
that.
overcompensating
Yep.
both sides.
Okay.
Team Blue, your final pick.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ovechkin.
Alexander Ovechkin, selected by Washington in 2004, has won the Maurice Richard Trophy for scoring 6 times. First player to ever win the Hart, Art Ross, Maurice Richard, and Ted Lindsay Award in the same season. Started his career with an 8-game point streak, and that is the longest of anyone on this list. Your final counter pick.
I think we'll go against the grain and we'll go for a newer guy. Three-time Cup winner, as opposed to Alexander Ovechkin, Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane. Good
Great
pick.
player if you can keep out of jail.
You know what? I like your picks. I think those are some sick picks. But we're about to make things a lot more difficult. It's time for the next period. Game night. If our teams want to get their favorite players for the next 7 draft picks, they'll need to rely on their hockey knowledge because game night is all about trivia. Every time a team answers a question correctly, they get to draft first. The first 2 questions are a one-on-one trivia showdown. Whoever buzzes in first gets to answer. If they get it wrong, the other team can steal. And if neither of them get it right, the person who buzzed in first wins the round and gets the pick. All right, Steve, Will, come on up.
Big man.
Oh, a little bit too much respect. What's going on here? Should be bad blood on our,
faking
our
it.
show.
So we can see.
All right, here we go. In 1993, which first overall pick by the Ottawa Senators famously said, "I'm glad I got drafted first because no one remembers number 2."
Alexander Degg.
That is correct. Well done, Team Blue. Out of curiosity, who went second in that draft? Do you remember? Chris Pronger.
Someone much better.
That's true. That's true. We'll have you go back and join your teammates. Good job, Team Blue. Let's pull up the draft pool. And you've earned yourself the right for the pick. What pick will it be?
We're going to go with the wild card.
Wild card.
Wild card 1 or wild card 2?
Go with 2.
Wild card 2.
Wild card 2.
Lowry says.
Wild card 2. That is Ilya Kovalchuk. Selected by Atlanta in 2001, a 3-time All-Star. He played for the Thrashers for 8 seasons, where he peaked with 98 points despite only playing in the playoffs once during that entire span. All right, good job. Team Red, your counter pick.
All right, well, we're going to go with the wild card number 1.
Okay, you're going to counter
Number
a wild
1.
card
Why
for a
go for
wild
number
card?
2 when you can be number 1?
We
You just
obviously
said it.
know who the wild card number 1 is.
Wild card number 1, Guy Lafleur.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
he's
a
not
good
bad.
one.
He's all right.
Selected by Montreal in 1971, won 5 Stanley Cups in Montreal, was the first player to rack up 50 goals and 100 points over 6 consecutive seasons, scored 136 points in the 1976-1977 campaign. Good job. Okay, teams, we're moving on. Larry, Derek, come on up. Here we go.
All right.
I'm liking this. Which first overall draft pick was named captain of the Islanders in 2013?
All right.
John Tavares.
That is correct, John Tavares. He was first overall in 2009. Close there, Larry.
Close.
Good job. Have you guys join your teammates? Well done, Team Red.
Try,
We'll
Larry.
pull up the
tried.
draft pool, and you guys have earned yourself the right to pick first. Who will it be?
I'm feeling like Modano?
Go ahead.
Mike Modano.
American, one of the most successful American-born players to ever play in the National Hockey League. Good pick. Your counter pick, Team Blue.
Yep.
Eric Lindros.
Eric Lindros.
What happens if he refuses to join you? He wants to play for us.
We're taking him, not his mother.
Selected by Quebec Nordiques in 1991, but infamously refused to report to them and was traded to the Flyers. Played for 8 seasons in Philadelphia and peaked there with 115 points in the 1995-96 season, 7-time All-Star, and won the Hart Trophy in 1995. Look at you guys. Well done. All right, teams. For these next 2 questions, we're upping the stakes. Instead of getting 1 draft pick for a correct answer, teams will win 2. Also, the winner of this round gets the chance to really mess things up for the other team by forcing a trade so they could take their least desirable player and swap it out for the other team's top pick. I'll read out a question that will require a team to place 4 items in the right order. Teams can choose to play the question or pass it. Being right wins you the next pick. This question's for you. Team Red, place these first overall draft picks in order of their draft year. Before I give you your options, do you wish to play? Or you can always pass it over to these guys.
You think they'll get it right?
They got the knowledge.
I think we'll get it right.
I think we'll get it right.
So you want to play?
We'll do it.
We'll play.
All right.
We'll try.
I know
Good luck,
years.
guys.
I know numbers.
Your options are Sidney Crosby, Vincent Lecavalier, Austin Matthews, and Alex Ovechkin. Go. You had made a pick of Connor McDavid. Too soon to have him up on the list of the greatest first overall draft picks? What do you think?
We're looking at potential because, I mean, you got Stamkos on there. You got, there's always going to be discussion about who's better, how injuries affected them and that. We're looking at potential. And
And you're already convinced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's leading the league this year.
That's right.
We got
That's
this.
right. All right, here we go. Team Red, we asked you to place these first overall draft picks in order of their draft year. You answered Vincent Lecavalier, Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, and Austin Matthews. That is correct. Well done, Team Red.
Yeah.
We've got some confidence in here.
There was no doubt on our side.
You guys have earned yourself the 2 next picks, and you get to swap out and steal one of these players from these guys.
All right.
Let's start with your first 2 picks.
You want to go Joey? Joey Thornton?
Yeah,
I need a pick.
Thornton.
Joe Thornton.
Joe Thornton, okay.
Yep.
Hawerchuk.
Hawerchuk. Okay, your 2 counter picks, Team Blue.
I would say
Tavares and Lecavalier.
Yep.
John Tavares and Vincent Lecavalier.
Excellent. Gentlemen, you've earned the right to swap out one of your players. You can give somebody away and steal one of these guys. Who will it be?
So obviously we'll steal Crosby.
Really?
How much does that suck, Team Blue?
Really? That sucks.
Yeah, we'll give you guys.
Hawerchuk.
Hawerchuk for Crosby.
So nice.
It's a
We
game
don't
changer
get
right there.
mad, we get even.
All right, this is your chance to getting even because for this next question, the winner once again gets 2 picks and they get to go on the power play, meaning they get to send one of their opponents to the penalty box for the next round. This question's for you, Team Blue. Over the span of 5 years, the Oilers had 4 first overall draft picks. Shouldn't they have won the cup by now? With those picks?
Yeah.
Place these Edmonton Oilers first overall picks in order of their draft year, starting with the earliest. Before I give you your options, you seem pretty convinced there.
Ready to
You're
go.
rock and roll.
Ready
Okay,
to go.
Before I give you your options, do you wish to play, which I think you will, or pass it?
Pass it.
We got that one.
Absolutely
We got
play.
that one.
Play.
Play?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Regret that.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Taylor Hall, Connor McDavid, or Nail Yakupov? Go.
here we go.
Biggest draft busts of all time. Who do you got? I know Deg is, Deg.
You know, we talked about Deg already, so we're
Yeah.
not going to mention him.
Yeah, he's up there, right?
history
We all
anyways.
agree he's number 1?
Yeah, he's up there.
He's up there.
He's
Up
up
there.
there. My personal favorite is Rick DiPietro.
Yes.
He's up there.
It was like a 15-year, 60
Yeah, I think he was.
million.
He was partially. It was the expectations, but when he got signed that contract,
yeah.
that killed him. That was the
15
end.
years, 67
Yeah,
million,
yeah,
but
it
they
was-
traded Luongo
Yeah, that
just
was
to get
horrible,
DiPietro to play.
horrible. All right, Team Blue, here we go. Place these Edmonton Oilers first overall picks in order of their draft year, starting with the earliest. You said Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Taylor Hall, Nail Yakupov, and Connor McDavid. And that is incorrect.
Oh, I told you to pass.
Taylor Hall, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Nail Yakupov, and McDavid in orders of the years. It was 2010 for Hall, 2011 for Hopkins, 2012 for Yakupov, and 2015 for Connor McDavid. And by the way, Edmonton traded both Yakupov and Hall at the start of the 2016-2017 season. That was incorrect. You gentlemen have the next 2 picks, and you get to send one of these gentlemen to the penalty box. How sweet is that?
Yeah,
It's great,
I
it's
don't know
great,
if we
yeah.
need any more advantages right now.
We'll just,
They're getting cocky.
We'll make it easy a little bit. We'll try to even things out.
We need your 2 picks.
Just to even things out, we'll take Marc-André Fleury.
Okay.
And the reason we'll take Marc-André Fleury, just a little side note, he used to be my roommate back in high school. So just because I got
I got to talk to you. Yeah, I'm
biased for that.
I have probably a couple of good stories there. And your second pick.
That's all you.
Let's go Matt Sundin.
Matt Sundin over Stamkos.
Stamkos is a young guy. We don't like the young guy.
And Team Blue, what do you think?
I'll take Stamkos.
Yeah.
You guys will go Steven Stamkos?
yeah.
All right, and your second pick? Need your pick?
Wendel Clark.
Wendel Clark.
Okay.
All right, Team Red, you have the power to send one of these gentlemen to the penalty box. Who will it be?
Who picked the Edmonton Oilers? Yeah? Okay, we'll send you.
Larry Day, you're taking 2 for the team. Get in that penalty box! All right, now that Team Red is on the power play, let's see how they do with the speed drill. Teams have to answer 5 rapid-fire questions. Whoever gets more correct gets that Super MVP pick. And that would be, of course, Mario Lemieux. Teammates could work together on this one. Of course, one of our teams is shorthanded. The good news for them, though, in the case of a tie, they win. Here we go, gentlemen. For each of these famous last names in hockey, identify the family member who made it to the NHL but didn't quite live up to their family legacy. Question number 1, Lindros. Was it Brett Lindros or Bobby Lindros? Question 2, Sutter. Was it Brody Sutter or Trevor Sutter? Question 3, Stastny. Was it Jan Stastny or Stefan Stastny? Question number 4, Busick. Was it Stan Busick or Randy Busick? Question number 5, Gretzky. Keith Gretzky or Brent Gretzky?
Okay, you got it. They were really tough.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, the moment of truth. Let's see how you guys did. Question 1, Lindros. Team Blue, you said Brett Lindros. Team Red, you said the same thing. That is the correct answer. Brett was a promising young player but was forced to retire at the age of 21 because of too many concussions. Sutter, Team Blue, you said Brody Sutter. Team Red, you said Trevor Sutter. Correct answer is Brody Sutter.
Yeah.
Coming from the famed Sutter family, his 0 NHL points was the total that he got since he was drafted in 2011. So yeah, not living up to the legacy there. On a side note, if you get this correct and they get it wrong, you will score yourself the MVP.
Already.
Short-handed too.
Looking forward to that.
Here we go, gentlemen. This could be for all the marbles. Team Blue, look at this, Jan Stastny. And Team Red, you said Stefan Stastny, and the correct answer is Jan Stastny. Look at that, Team Blue. You scored yourself the MVP, which of course is Mario Lemieux, selected by Pittsburgh in 1984, but he almost didn't sign with them. When drafted, Lemieux was already in contract negotiations, and he claimed Pittsburgh didn't want him badly enough. He stuck it out and signed with them for a Hall of Fame career. Well done. And you guys, Team Red, you've earned yourself Rick Nash, which is pretty good, selected by Columbus in 2002, shared the 2004 Maurice Richard Trophy with Kovalchuk and Jerome McGinley, a 6-time All-Star. He also won 2 golds with Canada at the Olympics in Vancouver and Sochi. Not too bad. And on a side note, the 2 final answers were Randy Busick, nephew of Bruins legend Johnny Busick. He managed to crack the line of the Montreal Canadiens for 17 games in the 80s. And question 5 about Gretzky, it was Brent Gretzky. Did you guys get that?
5 for 5.
Yeah, we did.
5 for 5. Look
2 for 5.
2 for 5.
5 for 5.
Huge turnaround. This could be like, this could make your list.
It's a big comeback.
All right, the draft pool is now empty, the trivia is over, and that's the end of game night. It's now time for the final countdown. Team Blue is back at full strength. Welcome back from the penalty box.
Thanks, and I was 5 for 5, by the way.
Were you as well? Hey, pulled it out. You got yourself the MVP. You're still in it. Well done, Team Blue. All right, our teams will now rank their draft picks from 10 to 1 to create their list of the top 10 greatest first overall draft picks. Gentlemen, you have 60 seconds, and then we'll see whose list is the ultimate. Your 60 seconds starts now. Ever since the first NHL entry draft was held in 1963, thousands of young men have been selected by pro teams. The majority of them never step foot on NHL ice, while many others will only play in a handful of games. However, one draft has produced so many star players, it is scary. That draft was 2003. Here's a sampling of the first round picks: Eric Stahl, Brett Burns, Zach Parise, Dion Phaneuf, Marc-Andre Fleury, Ryan Suter, Thomas Vanek, and Ryan Getzlaf. Every single first rounder played at least a handful of NHL games, and most are still active. But the real kicker is how many stars emerged in the later rounds. Shea Weber and Patrice Bergeron went in the second. Joe Pavelski and Dustin Byfuglien were in the 7th and 8th respectively, while rock-solid keeper Brian Elliott went in the 9th round. The 9th round! The biggest names to come out of that draft 1 year earlier was Rick Nash, Duncan Keith, and, well, that's about it. Those are both excellent players, but I don't think we'll ever see a class with as much depth as we did in 2003. Speaking of a class of their own, Team Blue, let's talk about your list. What do you have? What's going on?
Everything's ready.
We're ready to go.
Right.
Most valuable MVP first, obviously. Of
course.
Mario Lemieux.
Of course.
And then number 2, we went for Alexander Ovechkin.
Surprising that Connor McDavid, you had a lot of faith in Connor McDavid. You thought he'd be one of the greats, and you put him number 4.
Yep.
Yeah, we went back and forth a little bit on that one. We're talking more about potential and actually what he's done so far up to this point. But we think the biggest thing that happened in this game is the fact that we blew one question and allowed them to get back into it. Because otherwise it would be done now.
Yeah.
You ended up blowing like 3 questions in a row.
One question, I've heard better chirps from dead birds.
Dale Hawerchuk, number 8, ahead of Wendel Clark and Ilya Kovalchuk in terms of talent.
Skilled player.
Kovalchuk is naturally gifted.
That's an attitude question, sort of. Didn't play in the NHL, I think it was 8 years. Didn't play in a long, long time. Had some good years with the Devils. But more about Clark's physical presence and Hawerchuk's skill level.
Right.
All right, well said. Team Red, how you guys going to counter that? Let's take a look at your list.
Yeah, we started... we stole Crosby from them, so to rub it in, we figured we'd put him in at number 1.
And afterwards, we ended up going with Denis Potvin. We did a little rant about him a little bit earlier, so we're not going to go over that.
Gilles Perreault ahead of Patrick Kane.
Gilles Perreault, look at him back. Look at his numbers back in the day. That guy still leads the Sabres, I believe, on most of those categories.
But Patrick Kane's he's gonna catch up. He's gonna catch up over the next couple of years.
Our list is substance over style. Ours is about what these guys have done. Kane is going to jump up there if he wins another cup or two. He'll be near the top, but these guys have all accomplished quite a bit.
You know what? You both did a great job. I got to tell you, it's not easy, but if I was a picking guy, I'd probably go with Team Blue. Well done, Team Blue.
All right.
Yeah, you know what? Mario Lemieux,
man's got
Ovechkin,
taste.
Lindros, McDavid. It's a nice blend. It's a nice blend. You guys still did a kick-ass job. Thanks for being on the show. Where can people catch you, Will Archambault?
Hashtag Will Archambault on Twitter.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Excellent. Derek Allen, what's coming up at WatchMojo? What are you guys working
Just ranking as many lists as possible. Keep cranking them out.
on? The powerhouse of top 10s. Well done, guys. All right, Team Blue. Steve Trader, what's going on?
Follow me on Twitter at Steve_Trainer.
Anything coming up? Working on anything?
No.
Okay, good. Just relax.
Just taking it easy
Hey,
these
working
days.
out, I see.
Absolutely.
Excellent. To your right, Larry
Absolutely.
Day, what's going on?
Waiting for answer if I'm going to be on one of the episodes of Fargo. So that's going to be kind of cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then also doing a fundraiser called Strangers in the Night, which I do every year for children's charities. And if anybody wants information on that, strangersinthenight.ca.
Excellent. I've heard. How much have you guys raised so far?
Over $4 million.
$4 million.
Yeah, it's really
Well
cool.
done, Larry Day. Gentlemen, thanks for being on the lineup. I thought Team Blue had the better list, but hey, I was drafted in 1999, one of the worst draft years ever, so what the hell do I know? Tell us in the comments who you thought had the stronger list. I'm Adam Marino. We'll see you next time right here on the lineup.
Thanks for watching The Lineup. For more episodes, click here and subscribe for more great content published daily.